All right, what's up, everybody? It's time for my daily trade recap here for Wednesday, September 3rd, 2025. We're back again. I told you I was going to be back, right? Okay, so finishing the day up $339.92. Brings our weekly total to $585 for the week. And took 3 trades today, 1 on oil, 2 on gold. And good trades all around, breaking retests, double bottoms, double tops kind of thing. And oil trade was a nice little micro double top for continuation at the pre-market low, or the overnight low, as I call it. And then the gold trade here, this one was, I didn't follow my plan on this one. This one was I got out pretty much break even when I shouldn't have. It did go to target then. I got a little scared because I chased it a little bit. You'll see that. And then the second one was basically it came back down and double bottomed at that same entry point that I was in. So I took a micro double bottom for continuation there. So good trades today. Basically all 3 should have been all 3 winners today, but I messed with that one. So let's get into the trades. I'll show you what I did. Okay. First one up here is oil. All right. Let me get to the trade review here. There we go. All right. Let me bring it back over here so you can see it. Nice and easy there. All right. So oil, hourly, we were kind of downtrending, so I was kind of looking for the short on oil. Again, not really playing into it too much, just more marking out levels, kind of marking out the pivots on the hourly chart, so I'm not trading into one of these pivots on a higher time frame that I don't realize it. So that's basically what I was doing there. Those are all what those little white lines you see are. All these little white lines are hourly pivot levels. I really thought we were coming down to the 63.70 area. That's really where I thought we were going. Basically what happened here is, we're making lower highs and lower lows are coming down here, okay? And then we break through the overnight low, come back up to retested. I didn't take that first retest right there. I took the second one right here as we got that topping tail. You can kind of see that topping tail right there and that volume coming in on that topping tail. So that to me is a micro kind of double top for continuation down. It did head lower and then trying to pivot it. I really thought I was going to get stopped out on this one, honestly. Really trying to break that 64 level there. Did come back in and then turned around here. Stop was pretty safe. I got short at 64. Stop was at 64.10 up here. Just underneath these pivots right here is pretty much what saved me there. Was that I came back into those pivots right there and then ended up coming down from there. And just was able to push to my target there for 10 ticks on 2 contracts. So making 20 ticks there off this 10 tick move for 2 contracts. So, and then just kind of meandered around and ended up going down, touching 63.80 there. So, I mean, that would have actually stopped me out right there. So it was a good trade on my part there. Not holding for the chop there, not trying to hold for this area down here, even though that's where I thought we were going. And yeah, then we had some news come out with Trump talking about Russia, and that just sent the oil price going higher because of Russian sanctions and stuff. I don't look to trade any of that. So yeah, that was my trade on oil to make that to $200 there. All right, now I'll get into the gold trades here. Take a look at those now. Okay, get to my trade review sheet here. You can see, and if we go to an hourly chart here, you can see we're clearly uptrending on the hourly chart, right? Again, don't take it into account too much, but just marking out levels. There weren't any real big, strong levels up here because we're hitting all-time highs. So as we're watching this here, kind of meandering around, I'm marking out higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs here. And then this is the area right here. I said, when we got up here and made a new high, this pivot right here was a little too close for me. Like, had we turned around right here, I don't think I would take that if we got an entry pattern right there. It's just not enough pullback. And then we got this nice, decent drop here into this area right here where it was previously contested. Right here contested. Right here, kind of in this area, this zone right here is where the buyers stepped up. So I'm looking for this resistance to turn support. That's basically what it did right there. I chased my entry a little bit here. You can kind of see I got in at 25.1. I should have been in at the close of that candle right there, so around 24.3. So I'm almost on what? Was it 24.3 that I was getting in there? Yeah, it looks like. So about 8 ticks of chasing there. That was not not good on my part. I got a little nervous about that entry too, because this candle was closing, and as this candle was closing on higher volume like that near its high, I took that as the entry bar. Then I just flat out missed the entry on this pin bar. So it is what it is. I just missed that entry. So I was a little bit wary on that. I figured there was enough meat on the bone to get back up to this area right here to go test this again before coming lower. And that's what I was comfortable with. I was comfortable with that this was going to happen, that we were going to make a new kind of lower high. But that lower high should be enough meat on the bone for me to get my quick scalp in for 20 ticks. So basically got it there. It went up 10 ticks in my favor. I think the high there is, if I can find my, hold on, let me get my data box out. There we go. There's a data box right there. The high on that one there. So basically I was in at 25.1, targeting 27.1. The high there was 27.6. So it ended up going to my target. However, had I been in 24.3, I'd be looking for 6.3, and the high there is 6.6. So I would have hit my target on this candle had I got in where I was supposed to right there, but I didn't get in there. So basically, I got a little skittish on this trade, and while that went up there like that and was very near my target, only about 5 ticks away, I moved this to break even. So I moved that to break even, or just underneath. I shouldn't say break even. Underneath the low of that bar is where I went, and this thing came down, tagged me, and then rocketed right back up to where my target was, just to shove it in my face. So is what it is. You know, that's what happens. Need to trade my plan. Need to get in there. That's a successful trade there if I get in correctly. If I get in at the close of this bull candle, this pin bar, I get that trade. That trade is 20 ticks right there. So missed opportunity. Fortunate enough for me that this came back down, did a micro double bottom right here for a continuation long again. So took that long there, especially at the close of this bar, this bull bar closing at the high. Took that and rode that higher for 20 ticks back up into this area where I thought we were going to get some sellers back in. And that's basically what happened there. Then it rolled back over. Best trade on the chart was probably right here. Honestly, in hindsight, best trade on the chart was right there at the pre-market high. You can kind of see there. There's our pre-market high, previous day high right there. Okay, so you got pre-market high where we got a nice thrust down into pre-market high again with space, displacement there. We also had this ascending trend line at the support as well. So that was a beauty of an entry there. Not much of an entry candle on the 1 minute per se, but you definitely see the exhaustion volume right here. That red bar right there has a bunch of exhaustion volume on it. So it could look to take that entry there long and have a great risk to reward, as you can see, because we traded up most of the day. Then after that, you can kind of see we never came back to it. So that would have been the trade of the day right there off that level. So, but yeah, so those are my trades today. Up $339.92. Looks like ES right now is rocketing into the close. That's interesting. But or back to pre-market high, I should say, or overnight high. So inside day on ES looks like, maybe. Yeah. So anyway, that's my recap for today. Up $339. We'll take it into tomorrow, okay? Hope you're doing well. Trade well, and I'll see you tomorrow. Don't forget to like and subscribe, all that good stuff. We'll see you tomorrow. Trade well. Bye-bye.